Hey, what's up everyone? Annelfin here, and we're back to Final Fantasy, A Realm Reborn, and to continue on with the rogue quest line and story, and as you can see, I actually got one more level, so I basically did a run through, for the, let's see, yeah, duty roulette, low level. So got that taken care of, and back to Jackie. Jackie has another assignment for you. Let's go. A fine evening to you, Annelfin. A fine evening it is for a spot of work, wouldn't you agree? Ooh, dramatic music. This time round, it seems some eager buccaneers scrambled aboard a local merchantman and made off with a shipment of muskets. Now, seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy for a vessel to begin with, the Yellow Jackets fell on them draft codes, for their boots was even dry. Aye, they caught the pirates right there on the docks, but the stolen boomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful since the code would have had us on the job anyway. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Mincians and all that. So this is your assignment. Natty lad, find out where them weapons went and bite that shipment back. Seeing as the cutters has hit that merchantman are already rotten in irons, you needn't rush in with your stabbers and stabbing. I want this job handled quick and quiet, and I have the perfect partner to show you how it's done. This here is the Stray. Ain't no other rogue that can match her in the arts of skulking. A pleasure. There's some problem. You seem a bit out of sorts. I'm bloody starving. I had one of them finger sandwiches set aside, you know. Those egg-filled tasties they make at the Bismarck. But when I got back from me work, it was bloody gone. Uh-oh. I thought it was underfoot. Uh-oh. Somebody's in trouble. Well, you just head out on the job, and I'll see if I can't turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. Alright, Jackie. One more little detail you should know. Them muskets was meant for the Yellow Jackets armory, so once all is bob, you can hand the goods to one of their culls directly. Somebody's in trouble. Jackie better not be found out. Let's see, we can start whenever you're ready, Annelfin. I've had a colleague keeping a watch out for naught that might help us, so I suggest you have a few runs with her first. You find her and they pose it as a fishmonger. So, what? Just across the ways? I don't know, it's up in upper Mensa. Catch up, little guy. There we go. Could use a tank or two for Hydra if anyone is down for that. At some point I'll have to do that for one. Yeah, right, the Veil of, so I gotta get that. Okay. Hello, my dear. Hello there, sir. We've carp and trout, lobsters and shrimp, but I hear tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish, the long, skinny kind that's sparkle but in the arse. Boy, trying to do these. We don't sell that kind here, yet ye might try them foreign merchants. What was they called again? Ah, the traders of Edge. They'll hail from the South Sea Isles and are known for dealing in all types of nasty spitters and cutters. I should warn ye, these folk ain't ones for questioning the source or their merchandise. In fact, they seem more than happy to pay the goods that come from below decks, so to speak. But if you're still keen on getting your hands on those rare fish, then you'd best hurry. The Edge merchant what's visiting La Mensa is looking to load up and leave the city afore long. Just how he means to transport goods remains a mystery, though. What with all the hired blades he's got nursing his operation, it makes it hard for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the content does. I'll be sure to keep an eye peeled on your behalf, but it might be as ye can learn a little more from the folk around town. Bye-bye, fishmonger person, lady. Alright, and she's up there. Traders of the Edge, huh? Well, if one of their merchants been staying in the city, then someone knows something of this point. To point us in the right direction. Alright, the tricks is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised at how calls crackle when they think no one else is about. Ooh, excuse me. We'll focus on places that see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the Ferry Docks, and East Hawker's Alley. I'll try me luck at a few other spots, then meet ye in front of the guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hidden, keep quiet, and keep your waddles down. Okay, so there's one below. There's a few here. I think one or two. Use hide to gather information in Bismarck. East Hawker's Alley. I guess two are actually down, one's up. Okay. Guess this is all sneak, less stab. Alright. Sneak. Anybody have anything to say? There's no one here. No one. Oop, what? Diving Dove appears distressed over some matter. Approach her while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop on her grumbling. There's grumbling and the sneer on that customer's face. Do you think I can command the skillet to cook more swiftly just to meet his pressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Seas, but here in Mensa, folk appreciate the fine cuisine, cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove. You must not speak ill of your patrons. Now, what was next on my list? Another finger sandwich for the dutiful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. He's trying to cover his tracks, I see. Alright. Poor guy. He better not get found out. Taking a girl's sandwich like that, especially when she's hungry, does not end well. Alright, what's the closest? Okay, there's ferry docks. And, so we'll go this way. Speaking in a low but lively tone to a nearby customer, approach him while cloaked by your hide ability. Is hawking his wares to a customer. You have quite an eye for quality, sir. We've a splendid range of produce from every corner of Rosia, but one simply cannot visit Mensa without sampling some of the local specialties. Would you care for some freshly squeezed Lucian orange juice, or perhaps our famed salt cod is more to your taste? Continues to the virtues of his merchandise, but his impassioned urges appear to have little to your assignment. Now off to the docks. Down there, go sneaky sneak. See what they know, assuming they're not trying to hawk wares off to somebody. Do 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 do. Sneaky sneak. Appears distraught. Approach him while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop on his mumbling. He's mumbling to himself. Curse my sense of duty. Would that I had stayed at the winch for that extra pint instead of returning early. I didn't ask to see anyone being bribed, and certainly not my relief pilot. I wonder what that merchant was about. Smuggling? Most likely. Should I report this to the Yellow Jackets? But what if I'm being watched? Could end up face down in the harbor. Okay. So Oh. Meet back up with Vicby? Vicby, something like that. Welcome back, Gandalfin. I hope your skulking went well. You might be an angel of death with the daggers cult, but any rogue with shuns the shadows is headed for an early grave. A sneaky cove can nose about without risking a scrap, or slap himself into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen ye, though, your rum fun is done. Hiding is part concealment and part distraction, and ye won't be disappearing on a cove what already knows you're there. Alright, I'm done prattling. What he managed to learn about the musket-buying merchant friend. Slipping coin to the fairy pot was he? And by what ye heard from the chef at the Bismarck, this trader means to hop the twig, and soon. That matches with me own findings. He's vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, he can be sure that he won't be leaving without his merchandise. So here's the plan. We wait for him to... Oh, excuse me, everyone. Stack his goods on the pier, then you ghost in and scramble them firearms. I'm hoping we can get the job done quiet and under cover of Darkman's, but it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sellswords on the payroll. I'll say the mark should be along any moment. Gandalfin, have ye got the skulking boots on? Proceed. Yes, I do. Howdy, hide. Alright. I spotted the mark at the end of the pier. Sneak over there and lighten his load. Don't mind me, everyone. Wait, you can't mind me because I'm not there. Ha ha. Got it. You're not supposed to be here. I thought I ordered my hirelings to keep this jetty clear. Huh? 1, 2, 3. There's one missing. My crate of muskets. It's gone. Aha! Yeah. Thief! Stop him, you useless sluggers. What am I paying you for? Deliver the firearms to the Yellowjack near Hawker's Alley. Sorry, Hired Axe. I'm gonna have to have you take a dirt nap. Goodbye. So where am I going with this? Guess this way. Doing a good job there. You know, you could just hide. You know, that was the whole point of teaching. Do-do-do-do. Hi, fellas, what's up? Don't mind me. Nothing that you see here. Just your friendly delivery boy. Ah, Senor Yellow Jacket, I got a delivery for you. Hi, good sir. Ah, these are our stolen musket. The quartermaster will be pleased. Let's see what. I got this way. Back to the guild. Hello, my dear. That turned hair, didn't it, Colt? Once he reached the Yellow Jacket, though, the merchant called off his blaze, wise enough to cut his losses. I'll give him that. Let's say we're all done here. Let's head inside and tell Jackie the Bane news. Yep, and let's see what happens to poor old Jackie, too. I heard the sounds of fighting coming from outside, and now I've whittled the cause of it. I thought we were aiming for subtle on this job. That many squads was there, but you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted, so all's well that ends well, eh? You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue, Innocent. Aye, the job didn't unfold exactly as planned, but you see the value of keeping out of sight. Skulking might seem slow, but it can save you time and a fair amount of bleeding at the long run. Ah, speaking of unexpected developments, I have a bit of bad news for you, Bigby. I've searched high and low, but it seems some unprincipled cove has waffled your sandwich. There was naught but crumbs to be found. No, my sandwich! It was Bismarck special! Do you know how much I was looking forward to that meal? My belly's about ready to cave in on itself. 'Tis a tragedy of the highest order, love, and ye know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now. The freshly made special finger sandwich. You did that for me? You're not japing with me, are you, Jackie? This ain't no japing matter. 'Tis a guild master's responsibility to see that all his coves and morts are at their best for the job. Ah, Jackie, there ye are. I've got the sandwich ye ordered. And didn't the chef give me a waddleful when I said we was in a hurry? Maybe next time ye could think twice before ye waffle a fellow rogues up. Oh, bollocks. Oh. Underfoot. Uh-oh. Jackie, did you eat supper? Now, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh new sandwich right here for ye. No harm done, eh? You cloyed something what belonged to me, Jackie, and I can't ignore the code. Aye, the code. We mustn't ignore the code. You're having a laugh, aren't ye, lass? Lass? Ooh. Ooh, that sucks. Poor guy. That might be the swiftest string up I've ever seen. Punishment to be fit the crime. Take a good long look, Kennelfin. The code exists to preserve peace in Lominsa, to keep the alleys from running red with blood, the city's me home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. A pointed lesson. Let's head inside now. Your sand will get cold. Hey, do you mean to leave me here all night? At least he gave me a grand view of the harbor. God's pissed, these ropes are tight. Now we find ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild. Think of it all. With that, I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. Ooh, somebody's unhappy. Alright. Now we get back in. Talk to Jackie. Poor Jackie. Ow, them ropes leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. I may have wrangled myself free, but that's the last time I let my belly do the thinking. And just think, strung me up over an egg sandwich. Those coves that well and truly stomp on the code get it far worse. Keep up your training, lad, and you'll soon be handling out rogue justice yourself. I will take that. Thank you. Alright. And on to... Let's see, what is this? I guess this would be part 3. And I learned throwing daggers. Jackie wishes to bring you in on a tricky assignment. Ah, Enelfin, just the cove I was hoping to see. We've some nasty trouble brewing. The client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling Underfoot and the Stray in on this as well. It'll be a right little rogue family reunion. Okay. So what's up and what's going on? Jackie, the client's arrived. Our guest here has come from Maelstrom Command with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself, so you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. 'Twas several days ago when an enigmatic man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claimed that pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell on the black market auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found the village almost completely destroyed. It was a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse, lest did its unkind fate escape our notice until now. We think these pirates never had heard of the code. Pillaging honest culls and dipping their winks in the slave trade, they're headed the right way for a good stabbing. Aye, though it ain't set down in so many, as the code's notoriously unforgiving against those as raise weapons against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were culls that was fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history and you risk coming what it was you hated most. So you've marked for us then? That we do. From the descriptions given to us by the escaped villager, we've determined that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. It will appear, however, that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their activities. One can only imagine how many other Lamentian citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. And we let it happen right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy, but merely tracking down those poor souls who had already been sold is proving heavily taxing to our resources. Could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the jolly merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you can do with the utmost discretion. Consider it done. When these nasty coves feel our short blades prickling into their backs, they'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret before the code is rightly enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'll be going after the jolly merchants myself. Underfoot, Vic, you two lend your skills to the Maelstrom's investigation and see what ye can waddle about the culls what have already been sold. Nuffin, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. So what's my next step? Shall we get after these slave and cutthroats then? Our client tells me that the jolly merchant man set sail from Alport a few bells ago. Oh, aye, they might even board an imperial ship or two, but that's just some mummery they're putting on to mask the emerald swads. I'd reckon the rest of the crew'd be back on land looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of chattel. And just to prove my theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping about the roughmans in lower La Nocia. Been cove over at the dry docks by the name of can't pronounce half these names. Would likely know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his hazes keen for the guild. Head over and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon like. Okay, so travel, teleport to the docks. Alright, Co, let's get going. You good sir. I know what you are, but what can olds do for you? Hunting down jolly merchant slavers. Ah, well, that explains a few things. Keeping an eye on the bustle about the dry docks, you see, and I spied an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was prodding along another bloke, and this poor skinny lass. I've seen whipped curs less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. If what you're saying about the slavery business is true, then that jolly merchant's not going to walk his charges all the way to market. No, he'll likely have his boat waiting for him. If I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the salt strad. That doesn't leave you much time. You said Jackie was on his way, yes? Best go on ahead and I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here. Alright. Well, in that case, I gotta bring out your bigger brother. Alright, Co, let's get going. Got some pirates to catch. Pirates to catch and pirates to stab. Hello, what's this? Oh. It's the big wolf. Alright. Alright, Cole Jr. Keep your head down. We're spying. Came through for us, eh? And what do we got here? This one looks charmer. Sodden move, I told you. You peg-legged grandma was quicker than miserable sacks of shite. Or maybe you need another thrashing, is that it? You already forgot what happens when you try me generous patience. I'm sorry, please, no more beatings. We walked as fast as we could, but we need food, water. Then get in the boat and shut your traps. We'll get fed when we reach the other side. The other side? Where are you taking us? Are ye challenging me, or are you just plain daft? I told ye to keep your bleeding mouth shut. Hey, sorry, I didn't mean... Leviathan scaly R, she's weeping again. Listen, you're headed to Alport, alright? That's where me and me shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise and decide what gets sold where. You see, some buyers want only lads, while others are looking for lasses. As long as we keep these rich bastards happy, we make more coin than we ever did scraping with the Empire's war galleries. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is that you'll be loaded into the Jolly Merchantman, sailed off to God's nowhere, and to be a distant memory. So if I was you, I'd fill that empty belly with one last big gulpful of sweet sea breeze. I'm sore tempered to put a blade twist his eyes here and now, but that won't get the job done. Now we'll let him guide us to his mates in Alport, and then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. Merchants get their due, don't you worry about that. They've gone. We best hurry to Alport unless we've a quicker way. There's a ferry that leaves from Candlekeep Quarry. I'll meet you across the water, lad. Yeah, I have a quicker way. It's called teleport. Right, and we're here. Hope you're ready, Cole Jr. You're gonna get to claw some pirate eyes out. Innocent, that jolly merchant cove still with this captain. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Hiding their operation in plain sight. Bold as brass eye, but it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some coal recognizes the merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles all innocent like, while their mate is marched off to cry. And ye can bet they've threatened bloody murder for any prisoner that raises a hue and cry. Patience now, Colt. We'll just wait until we're sure that all these blackguards arrive. Meanwhile, you'd better sharpen your stabbers. We've a busy night ahead of us. Stabbers all sharpened. Ready for the job then? Once the jolly merchants are all here, we'll ambush the sods and set their captives free. Right. Let's go stabby stabby. That ought to be long enough. We'll just have to hope there ain't any stragglers. Listen closely now, Colt. The merchants disguise in plain old adventurers and have settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here in Outport. How do you whittle through which coves are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at their dandles on that coal over yonder. He's wearing lavender gloves, the exact same type what that nasty sod in the salt strand had on. That'll be how they find each other in a crowd. Of course, it's also how I will where each of the bastards is staying. Just snitch the helpless glazers on of the company they keep, and ye can be sure they found your mark. So here's the job all laid out for ye. We hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants quick and dirty like, and get those captives their bleeding lives back, alright? Boy, the storeroom's door's been forced open. Some thieving sod's been at the ale. Well, they can't have gotten far. Better get the lads and do a sweep of the port. Ugh, was the merchant cove gulping pilfered ale? You'd think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves, all things considered, bloody oafs. And now we've got a swarm of yellowjacks buzzing about, looking for blood. If they spot us wandering around in the darkmans, I have a feeling they'll act first and ask questions later. It'd be best then if the patrols never even knew we was here. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms and use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent coals in there as well, mind. So let's try not to stab any as don't deserve it, huh? Once you're sure of your target, hit 'em hard, hit 'em fast. We ain't looking for a fair fight. If you see an opening, finish 'em off with the move that Colts like to call assassinate. Bit dramatic for my taste, but dead is dead, no matter what ye name it. I'm thinking we should head out one at a time to better avoid them yellow jackets. So I'll let you take the lead. After you, Winofin. Alright. Go sneaky sneaky like. Don't mind me, fellas. Nothing to see. Uh-huh. Hello, good sir. Prepare to die. Goodbye. You're free now. On your way. Came from the shadows and returned to the shadows. Such is the way of the rogue. Hello, fellas. Excuse me, pardon me. Hello, everybody. Has anybody... Ooh, there we go. Don't mind me. I'm just going to kill this guy. There you go. Yes, you're free now. You can return. As for me, I return to the shadows. Up here. Or not go up there, we go in there, apparently. Anybody in? Don't find me, nothing to see. And good night, good sir. Or at least you will be saying good night here shortly. And good night. You're quite welcome. That's the last one. Yes, you're free. Looks to be the last of them, and you didn't even need my help. Back into the shadows, lad. I'm a stabbing. Ooh, they're coming in. Good night. As everybody was cheering us on. And for good reason, too. Bloody slavers. Not a bad night's work, huh, Annelfin? Maelstrom be taking care of them poor coals, be free, and I've made sure none of the merchants we downed are like to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, her crew are expected to a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys, and it won't be the tea and crumpets on a poop deck. Right, me natty lad, our part of this job is done. Time to head back to the sisters. Excuse me, are you the ones who freed us? Aye, was there something else we could do for you, miss? Maelstrom swads like take ye home, if that's what you're worried about. Oh no, I know, I just wanted to thank you. If I may, there was one other thing I wished to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. 'Twas something about another raiding party that hadn't yet made it back. Beg your pardon? It seems they've been hunting for slaves in western Laodicea, and being so close to Outport, our captor assumed that they were out rounding up chattel till last bells. I just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Please, is there naught you can do? There certainly is, miss. You just get yourself safely home and leave this stray pack of jackals to us. I will pray for your success. Thank you again. So much for savoring a victory pint. I'll send word on this development to Underfoot and Stray. We've some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm, Middleton? I think it's time I learned ye how to fling a proper blade. When you're out in the wide open roughments, you often find the need to string a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a canny lad like yourself figure all sorts of uses for well-thrown daggers. Just keep in mind for when we hunt down the last of them slavers. Sweet. Throwing dagger. Nice. Alright, that there. Sat there. Throw that. There we go. Alright. That was parts 2 and 3 of the Rogue storyline. So I will leave it there for tonight, and in next video we'll get to 4 and 5, hopefully. So until then, I've been Inofin at Project Edge 2D. Leave a like and subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Twitter or Google+. Until then, gals and ghouls, I will see you in the next videos. Ciao!